In the last class, we have seen the notion of correctness for a DFA design, and we saw that we are going to use a mathematical proof technique to prove the correctness of a DFA design. And today, we are going to discuss a formal mathematical proof technique, namely principle of mathematical induction. So what is the principle of mathematical induction? Let this n be the set of natural numbers and p of n be a predicate p about a natural number n. Okay, this is the set of all natural numbers, and the principle of mathematical induction is about a statement which is defined over a natural number. A predicate means a statement whose value is either true or false. Okay, a statement whose value is true or false is called a predicate. Okay, and so we are interested, before we see the statement of principle of mathematical induction, let us try to understand what this is. So P of n means a predicate. P represents a predicate. Predicate means a sentence with true or false answer. Okay, a predicate on a natural number, and these are the set of natural numbers. We can see some example predicates. The first one, P0 of n. It means P0 is the predicate. Okay, I have given a subscript because we are going to see three different example predicates. P0 of n is defined as this sentence. What is it? Sum of the first n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, this sentence is having a true or false value, right? It's either true or false. So it's a predicate. Okay, that is an example predicate. Another example is P1 of n, and P1 predicate says that given an n is even. Okay, that is another example. Given an n can be either even or not. So the statement can be either true or false. So that is again a predicate. And now we can see an interesting example which is a predicate about DFA. Okay, see this DFA. This is the DFA for accepting odd number of A's. Strings over AV with the odd number of A's. And see an interesting predicate. What is a predicate? Maybe wondering about how the principle of mathematical induction is going to help us in proving the correctness of a DFA design. So given this DFA, I can have this example predicate, and the predicate is let x be a string of length n. Okay, x be a string with n symbols in it. And what is n? N is a natural number. Okay, and the statement is this: if the computation of x in the DFA A ends in state O, then the number of A's in X is odd. So what I am telling is that if the processing of the string X with the length n terminates in state O, then there are odd number of A's in X. It also says if the processing of X terminates in the state E, then there are even number of A's in X. Okay, the statement can be either true or false. Given a string X with the length n, processing of string ends in O, then the number of A's is odd. That is the claim. Okay, the claim can be true or false. Similarly, I am claiming that if the processing of the input string X ends in the state E, then the number of A's in X is even. Okay, so this is a statement, and why is this a statement about a natural number? Because the natural number is the length of the string. Okay, that is how you formulate a statement about DFA, so that we can use mathematical induction. Okay, and what you have to remember is mathematical induction is a technique which you can use to prove the correctness of a predicate which is defined on a natural number. So here is an example predicate, and in fact this is a correct predicate, and here is another predicate, n is even, which is not correct for all natural numbers. For example, if I give 1, which is a natural number, as n, 1 is not even. So this is not a correct sentence. If you can find any natural number for which the sentence is false, then the claim is wrong. Okay, and to prove whether a claim or a predicate on natural number is true or not, you can use the principle of mathematical induction. That is the only thing that if you can, you please remember. And then what is mathematical induction? This is the statement of mathematical induction. A predicate P about a natural number n is true for all natural numbers when the following two conditions are satisfied by the predicate. Which are the conditions? First one is P is true for natural number 0. In other words, you can write it as P0 is true, or P is true for n is equal to 0. And second condition, P is true for the natural number k plus 1 whenever P is true for the natural number k. In other words, if you can prove that whenever the predicate P is true for a natural number k, then the statement must be true for the natural number k plus 1, the natural number next to k. Okay, so if a predicate satisfies these two conditions, okay, then you can conclude that the predicate is true for all natural numbers greater than or equal to 0. It's a very strong claim. Okay, the principle of mathematical induction. It tells that a predicate, when I say predicate, I mean a sentence whose value is either true or false. Okay, so a predicate of natural number, that predicate is true for all natural numbers if the predicate satisfies these two conditions, conditions 1 and 2. What is condition 1? The predicate is true for the natural number 0. What is condition number 2? It tells predicate number 2 requires that whenever the predicate is true for a natural number k, for any k, it must be true for the natural number k plus 1. If these two conditions are satisfied by a predicate, then the principle of mathematical induction can be used to conclude that the predicate is true for all natural numbers greater than or equal to 0. Okay, hope the statement of mathematical induction is clear. Now try to use it to prove a claim. Okay, we are going to apply the principle of mathematical induction to prove that the sum of the first n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 by 2. So we need to prove the two conditions. That is what you have to do. Okay, first and second condition. First condition is called the induction base, and the second condition is called the induction step. Okay, so what is the base case? We have to prove that this is correct when n is equal to 0. So when n is equal to 0, what is the LHS of this equation? Only 0 numbers, so LHS becomes 0. And what is the RHS? N is 0. It is 0 into 0 plus 1, which is divided by 2. Okay, so when you substitute n as 0, this equation becomes this one. And that is correct because 0 equal to 0. Then next we have to assume that the predicate is true for some value of k. Okay, and what you are assuming, and P of k means the sum of the first k natural numbers is k into k plus 1 by 2. This is P of k that we can assume. Okay, if that is correct, then we have to prove that it is true for k plus 1. If you recall, that is principle of mathematical induction. Whenever P is true for k, it must be true for k plus 1. So basically what we have to prove is that assume that it is true for k and then try to prove that it is true for k plus 1, where k is an arbitrary natural number. And here this is our assumption. It is true for k, meaning the sum of the first k natural numbers is this. This is the assumption. And using this, if you can prove that it is true for k plus 1, then you can conclude. So find pk plus 1. So what is pk plus 1? 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus k plus 1. So 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus k plus 1. That is p when substituted n as k plus 1. Basically p is 1 up to n. When n is substituted as k plus 1, it is 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus k plus 1. Okay. So what's it? So I can say this is nothing but this k plus 1 is retained as such, and this portion which is 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus k is replaced by this value. That is what we assumed. Okay. We assumed that 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus k is equal to k into k plus 1 by 2. So use the RHS, replace the LHS here with the RHS. That is what I did. Okay. Plus this one. And what is this? If I take k plus 1 out, from this portion I am getting k by 2, from this I am getting 1. So k plus 1 into this k by 2 plus 1. Okay. And then if I do cross multiplication, I can say that it is k plus 1 into this is k plus 2 divided by 2. Okay, very easy to see this. And then if you rewrite this equation, you will get it as k plus 1 into k plus 2 divided by 2. So what you are getting is p of k plus 1 is equal to k plus 1 into k plus 2 divided by 2. That means you are done. That is p of when n is equal to k plus 1. What do you have to prove? 1 plus 2 plus etc. plus k plus 1 is equal to n is k plus 1. K plus 1 into this is k plus 1. K plus 1 plus 1, that is k plus 2 divided by 2. So by assuming the hypothesis, that is assuming that p of k is true, we proved that p of k plus 1 is true. So we have not taken any particular k is an arbitrary natural number. Okay, so this step is called induction base. That is actually the step 1 or the condition 1 of the induction statement. And this is called the condition 2, which is induction step. What is induction step? You assume that pk is true and try to prove that pk plus 1 is true. Okay, then by the principle of mathematical induction, you can conclude that whenever 1 and 2 are true, that is for a given predicate, if condition 1 is true and condition 2 is true, then the predicate is true for all natural numbers. Okay, this is a very strong claim. Now an interesting question is the principle of mathematical induction correct? We have proved it for n equal to 0. Then we assumed that it is true for n is equal to k. In that case, we proved that okay, n is equal to k plus 1, the predicate is true. And then the induction is telling that if you did that, then I am guaranteeing that then it is true for all n greater than or equal to 0, which is a very strong claim. Now the question is this principle of mathematical induction correct? Answer is yes, it is correct. Why? Because we can prove the principle of mathematical induction using the method of contradiction. Maybe we can do it in this class. So we are going to prove that the principle of mathematical induction is correct. Okay, what is the principle of mathematical induction? Which is basically this statement given in the blue rectangle. If the conditions 1 and 2 are correct, then p of n is true for all n greater than or equal to 0. Okay, that is, if a predicate satisfies both the conditions 1 and 2, then the predicate is true for all n. Okay, that is the principle of mathematical induction. It must satisfy the conditions 1 and 2. That is, whenever pk is true, pk plus 1 must be true. Or you cannot find two values, a value k such that the predicate is true on k and the predicate is not true on k plus 1. Then the statement is not true. Okay, but if the predicate is true for k plus 1, whenever the predicate is true for k, then it is true for all n. Okay, we can try to prove using the method of contradiction. Maybe we can formulate this as a game between you and your opponent. You are claiming that the principle of mathematical induction is correct. Okay, that is what you claim. Then your opponent is saying, no, it's not correct. So what is the meaning? If the opponent is saying the principle of mathematical induction is not correct, means there exists at least one value for n such that P of n is not correct. Okay, that means there exists a natural number such that, okay, the conditions 1 and 2 are correct, but for this natural number, the predicate is not correct. How will you write it logically? P of n is not correct means negation of P of n. That means there exists a natural number for which the predicate is not true. Okay. That is why when the opponent is saying principle of mathematical induction is not correct, that means this is not correct. That is for all n, Pn is true is not correct. What is the meaning? There exists at least one n for which P of n is not true. Then you can ask the following question. Then give me the smallest natural number for which P is not true. You are claiming that there exists a natural number. There may be one or more natural numbers for which the predicate is false. Then you are asking your opponent, you give me the least value of that natural number, say m, such that Pm is false. Then the opponent must have to give you the smallest natural number m for which the predicate is false. If there is only one number, he can give that number. Okay, anyway, he or she must give it, otherwise her or his claim is not correct. Okay, so he must have to give it. So if she is giving it, then you can say that, then you are saying, you said m is the least natural number for which predicate is false. Okay, that means for m minus 1, P is true, P of m minus 1 is true. Why? Because your opponent said that m is the least natural number for which P of m is false. That means for the number less than m, for all the numbers less than m, P must be true. So you can safely say that P m minus 1 is true. Okay, now is the magic. See, if P m minus 1 is true, then what is condition 2 telling you? Whenever P is true on a k, then P must be true on k plus 1. Okay, you substitute k as m minus 1. What do you get? Here you know that P is true on m minus 1. So if you substitute k as m minus 1, you are getting P of m minus 1 implies P of m minus 1 plus 1. What is it? P of m. So this implies that Pm is true. So hence the opponent is not correct. Because why? Because principle of mathematical induction requires to hold these two conditions. Whenever the statement is true on a k, the statement must be true on a k plus 1. And you had asked for the minimum value and you get into a contradiction. And so you won the game, and the result is that the principle of mathematical induction is correct. Okay. So it's a very powerful and useful proof technique, and with that we are finishing this lecture. So we have discussed the principle of mathematical induction, which basically tells you that a predicate on a natural number, if the predicate is true for the natural number 0, and if it is true for, and whenever it is true for a natural number k, if you can establish that it is true for the natural number k plus 1, then you can conclude that the predicate is true for all natural numbers. Okay, and with that we are finishing this lecture, and in the next lecture we will be using principle of mathematical induction to prove the correctness of a DFA design. Thank you.